Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to F2 Worlds, the channel where we talk all things Final Fantasy. For today's video, I will be answering a question that was asked in the comments, and that is, where is Dream ZANARKAND? In order to get to the bottom of this question, we need to dig a little deeper on the concept of Dream ZANARKAND's formation, which has already been touched upon in previous videos, but for those who want a little reminder, I will quickly recap it. I will also be answering the question as to why Dream ZANARKAND is located where it's located, because for such a dream version for a city to be created, it could not just have been placed anywhere. And also to let you know, I will not be going over the lore of Dream ZANARKAND as this is not what this video is about, but it will be covered as a separate video in the future. So, without further ado, let us delve into the location of Dream ZANARKAND. So in order to begin analyzing the situation, we need to know a little bit about the backstory. So if you have seen my other lore videos up to this point, or you have done your own research into the matter, then you know that there was a war between ZANARKAND and Bevelle 1,000 years before the events of the game. Unfortunately, the battle was not on the side of ZANARKAND, as Bevelle's superior soldiers and Machina were too powerful for even ZANARKAND summoners. So as a desperate attempt to preserve ZANARKAND, Yevon, its leader, had the citizens of ZANARKAND be transformed into Faith in order to conjure a dream version of ZANARKAND, while he himself became the core of Sin, who was meant to protect ZANARKAND and prevent Machina cities from getting too large. But we know from the backstory that this was not what happened. When the inhabitants were transformed into Faith, they were sealed on the peak of Mount Gagazet, and the location of the conjuring of Dream ZANARKAND is actually located out at sea. Now, while we do not have an exact location for it, we know that it is located somewhere near Baj Temple. Now, before I continue, I would just like to let you know that the location of Dream ZANARKAND is purely my speculation based on details that we know. So if you disagree with where I think Dream ZANARKAND is located, let me know where you think it is and why you think it is located there. Now, looking at this map, it would put the general location of ZANARKAND here. Now, another detail we know is that Dream ZANARKAND was formed so that it was not easily located and that only Sin can find it. But since we did not get any information on whether or not Yevon put any enchantments on it to prevent Dream ZANARKAND from being located, similar to Hogwarts in Harry Potter, then we will make the assumption that this is not the case. So with this assumption established, Dream ZANARKAND cannot be in this general area, considering that the Al Bhed would have easily been able to travel through these seas and discover Dream ZANARKAND, and there have been no reports of sightings of a Machina city on top of water by the Al Bhed. Now we also see the strip of land that is on the northwest of the location of Baj Temple. Now it is interesting because I do not think we actually have been to these lands, so we do not know anything about them. But then again, if I am wrong, please let me know so that I am aware. Another detail we do know about Dream ZANARKAND, however, is that it's in the middle of the open sea. And it is for this reason that the inhabitants think that Dream ZANARKAND is the only place in the entire world. So this means that they would not have been able to see land, so they cannot be located closer to the lands to the northwest. So, based on all of the acquired information and the assumptions that we made, I believe that Dream ZANARKAND is located along the southwest of Baj Temple. Looking at this location, there is no land nearby, making it unlikely for people to travel to these lands for any reason. And considering that fiends do not frequent Dream ZANARKAND, it is not likely that a fiend would show up in open waters due to them being created by the fireflies of vengeful souls that have died. And who would suffer such a fate in the open seas? Now, one could say that since the sending ritual is not known in Dream ZANARKAND, a person can die there, and if they have unfinished business or strong emotional ties, they can become fiends. But with Dream ZANARKAND being such a peaceful city without much conflict, this is unlikely, which is why it would be a big deal if one appeared. When it comes to why Dream ZANARKAND would be located at sea, we need to look at its history. Since Yevon created Dream ZANARKAND in order to preserve its memory, he wanted to make sure no one would be able to find it, and the best location to place it would be somewhere that one would not be able to easily access, nor would people have any reason to venture to that location. And the open sea would be a good fit for a place where no one would go to in order to damage the integrity of the city. The location of Dream ZANARKAND is an interesting topic because there have been misconceptions about what it actually is, and it is understandable considering that it was not entirely clear to its concept. I would not be surprised if there are those who have thought that Tidus traveled 1,000 years into the future as he was told that ZANARKAND was in ruins, but that is not the case. And that is where I think Dream ZANARKAND is located. So my question to you is, do you agree with my guess as to where Dream ZANARKAND is located? If not, where do you think Dream ZANARKAND is? What would you also think of a world of Spira if Dream ZANARKAND was an accessible city? Perhaps that could be an idea for an alternate timeline video. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like it and subscribe if you did, and that, as they say, is that.